Hello and welcome to Man of Steel. Right now it's very late at night. I'm in the car. I've got dressing gown on, t-shirt on, pajamas on. That's how nuts I am right now. I was going to do it in the house, but then I thought it's going to make too much noise. And I thought this will be different. I got a light on for the car, so it's reminds me of an old comedy series I used to watch called the Two Ronnies, where a guy would sit in a chair, and just that's the only thing you would see would be the guy in the scene. Everything else would be dark all around. It's all mastermind, big spotlight on the German Nazi sort of thing. So this is going to be a test drive to see if I can actually speak for 30 minutes. What I want to address today is Warner Brothers Studios and Geoff Johns. There's a lot of stuff on the webpage just now about different directors coming in and going and leaving it, and some people claim to believe that it is down to Geoff Johns and that it should be left to Zack Snyder, his universe. Well, I don't agree with that. And I tell you why. First of all, I love Zack Snyder's work. I love Man of Steel, hence the Facebook page. I love Batman v Superman. Both editions, I liked them. Of course, the Ultimate one, I loved more because we got more. Same as Suicide Squad, we got more. But Zack Snyder was always going to do Man of Steel. Then he was going to go on to Batman v Superman. It was his sort of baby. It was his, he put Bruce Wayne out there and he just wouldn't go back in the box. So, and then follow up with plans of Justice League, and Chris Terrio, he came on board and he was writing it as a trilogy. And the rest of the universe wasn't thought of and stuff like that. There was Aquaman was maybe thought of, Wonder Woman was maybe thought of, but there was no big plans for it. Also, Zack Snyder had plans to do this other film he wanted to do this. I think it's Photograph or something like that. Anyway, but when Batman v Superman came out and Warner Brothers wanted to make a 2 hour and 30-minute film, the basic length of a sort of blockbuster film is something like, they don't want to go to the 3 hour mark. They want to kind of cut it down to maybe 2 hours. Because in some cinemas they actually charge you more for a film running for 3 hours, and also they won't show the film as much as that in a day. If you've got a film that's running for 3 hours, it might be only shown three times during the day, so it's best to cut it down. Now, of course, Warner Brothers, they stepped in and they cut his film to bits. Zack Snyder, tried to argue and tried to save that, and but I would defend Zack Snyder to the hilt, but they've got to realise, when you're making the film, that sometimes you need, when you're editing or whatever, I'm not too sure who edited the 2 hour film, but they had to make sure that you got the quality of work. And even though I loved it, and a lot of there was a lot of backlash against it, then you had people who saw the ultimate cut and they totally loved it, and they were apologising and everything else. Now, we as fans jump for joy when we hear that Warner Brothers is going to be totally different than Marvel, and how we're going to let these films be directed by different directors and a different sort of vision for each. But as long as Zack Snyder said, you know, there's a sandpit there, as long as you play around about in the sandpit, you know, the world's your oyster, as long as it kind of maintains in this, and Zack Snyder said that himself. Now, the Batman film, now you must remember that Ben Affleck, as I said before in my many other videos, that he's had a hard time through the press and trying to get the film running, and Warner Brothers is pushing the film to get it done. They're eager. I mean, they're eager to do all of the films. They're not going to throw away this multi-million franchise or whatnot that they could have. They're not going to throw that away. So, but what Ben Affleck was wanting was a good film. He wanted to make sure the screen was right. Brings in Chris Terrio. He steps down from the director's role, and of course people were jumping, oh, who are we going to get for the director's role? Bring back Zack Snyder, bring back now, as I said, I love Zack Snyder. Watchmen was okay. 300, top class. Loved it. He knows how to take a graphic novel and turn it into screen. Sucker Punch, it was okay. Again, visually, I love Gardens of the Ghoul, the Owl movie. Loved that. But it's, you know, and I loved what he'd done with Batman and the fight scene in Batman v Superman. But I also like the idea that other directors can come in and do it. Now, when Zack Snyder when we first heard that he was going to do Man of Steel, I got excited, but a lot of people didn't. And Warner Brothers is a studio that, you know, and it seems that they're listening to the people. They want to please the wider audience. Now, I am a fan of DC in general. If I had to choose between DC and Zack Snyder, I put DC first. Okay, and what I mean by that is, I run a page that is full of positivity about everything DC. I'm even defending the films that you may not like, because I try to find the positives out of that. But I would rather DC do well. And majority of the people, I would love it if they won over the majority of the people, and I end up not liking it. I would able to live with that, because for me, that is DC getting the recognition that it deserves. Because we, as fans, we have got our own ideas of who is Batman, who is Superman, who is that, and we've got our own ideas. As soon as we hear a film being mentioned, we're already having it in our heads, the screenplay and everything else. And when we go to see that film, you know, it's like the Batman v Superman trailer. If we go to see that and it's not what is in our heads, then we question it. But even though it's made millions of money, Batman v Superman, you know, I love it, and I'll defend that film to the tilt. I'll defend Zack Snyder to the tilt. I would rather they please the wider audience. I want to go into shops. I want to see Justice League everywhere, toys, franchise, everything. I mean, Star Wars, and I always bring this up, Star Wars, right? Even though I don't like Force Awakens, I've said many times, right? I used to be right into Star Wars, a big fan. But deep down I know that will continue to grow. I can go into any shop and say, or to any group of people and say, I dig Star Wars, I love Star Wars. And they know, oh, we get you. We know why you love Star Wars. Right? You go into any general public, right? The majority of people will say, we get why you love Star Wars. My boy's into it, my boy's into it. Right now, Marvel is there. Okay, Star Wars and Marvel. Now, again, yes, I'm grateful for Zack Snyder. I would love him to do all the films, but that is just me being selfish. Okay, I would rather some other director comes in, makes a couple of films. Zack Snyder can come in back in later again, but what I want is the DC Universe kicking off, becoming popular, as I know it can be and it should be, going into shops, seeing it everywhere, seeing the pajamas, seeing the t-shirts, seeing the caps, seeing everything. Right? I would rather go and see a film I didn't like and then the critics loved it. You know, because I spend most of my time on Facebook putting down people that, defending against people that didn't like Batman v Superman. I'll put down people that didn't like Man of Steel. I'll defend it. I'll come up with arguments for it. But I would like where I'm on the other end of it. You know, but I can never be on the other end. I can never be that person that will send in a complaint and say, that film was rubbish, it didn't capture the character, there was no plot, there was none of this, the music was rubbish, the action was slow. I will never be that guy. If I dislike something, especially DC, I would rather it, I'd be quiet and I would be sitting in my chair and I'll be looking at the telly and they'll be going, fantastic, 5 stars this, 5 stars that. The one wee bit of me would be saying, why did I get 5 stars? I didn't like it, didn't live up to my expectations. No, I'd rather it do fantastic. Yes, there are directors and now Geoff Johns has came on board. Now, of course, Warner Brothers, they're panicking. Okay, because they're reading all this backlash. They're seeing the critics' response. And no matter how much we will say that the critics are nothing, or Rotten Tomatoes, and we all know, right, I believe there is a biased bunch out there, okay, head of Rotten Tomatoes, and you've seen it on the Facebook, My Steel Fan Gives Hope Facebook, our quotes and that, but they do need the critics' support in order to get people going, because believe it or not, I've touched people, I've come in contact with people that are so blatantly stupid that they would not see a film because a critic in a newspaper said it's bad. And it's subliminal messages. You open a newspaper and you see a film that's got 2 stars. Then you compare it to another film, maybe the similar storyline, 4 stars. What one would you go and see? Which one? So here we have Geoff Johns, my favourite writer, who has done great episodes on TV, and he's came out and said Warner Brothers believed in order to make these things good, that Warner Brothers believed it has to be dark, but Batman wouldn't be dark, wouldn't have that if he didn't have that bit of hope, which we got in BVS. He got that hope thanks to Superman, right? But a lot of people don't get this concept that was a middle story. I am talking about the general public out there. So what Geoff Johns and probably Zack Snyder, they are probably working together. Geoff Johns came in and he helped write the screenplay of Wonder Woman and helped supervise it and get characters down. Now, even though we love it, there are DC fans out there that are snubbing the universe, snubbing because Zack Snyder's name's attached to it, and I believe, yes, Justice League will come in, or Wonder Woman will come in, and we'll be up in arms and saying, yes, Zack Snyder, he made that film, and Wonder Woman and Justice League will come in, and and everything will be apologetic. That's what I believe will happen. Right? But Geoff Johns, he to me is, and if you've read some of his stories, he gets the heart and soul of the character. And for those fans out there that don't like the dark stuff, he won't come on board and suddenly make it all happy and light and Marvel-esque. No, he'll come in and sort of says, right, well, listen, director, can we work together and do this? The Warner Brothers, they might be the ones, they might be the troublemakers. Because they're a business forefront, right? And if they get a lot of press, a lot of bad press, it is going to affect their sales, right? And this is why they're going after the big director names, This is why they're going after successful directors, because they want to make great films. I'm not saying Zack Snyder, as you say, I love Zack Snyder. But if you bring in somebody that's just had a successful run of films, put it to the names, you will turn heads. You will turn heads. And now, as I say, Geoff Johns has probably... But what the problem with directors is sometimes they're up their own butts. They have got... they sometimes think they're geniuses. Okay, they think, my work is art, and I must create my vision, or you cannot have me because I am an artist. This is where the studios come in and say, whoa, pull back the reins. So, Geoff Johns is there to make sure that, that it doesn't become too out there. Look at James Cameron. Yes, James Cameron's done Terminator, and he's done Aliens, and he's getting his big head. Now, I love The Abyss, right? I do love him. But then you had Avatar, which for me, in the first 10 minutes, I thought, this is Dances with Wolves in Space. I know the plot, I know where they're going to go with this. It's free out. But again, it's Steven Spielberg. Even though I love his films, there's those films that are just, no. They're just pants. You can tell that he's becoming too Steven-esque. It's War of the Worlds. When are you going to make War of the Worlds actually happen in Old Town Britain when it was staged? Was it staged? I don't know, I forget myself sometimes. But it's... So, most of the time we don't normally hear of these behind the scenes anguish about getting the directors. But look on the bright side. They're going for... When this whole DC timeline started, for me, they were looking at the wrong directors for Flash. They were looking at the wrong directors for Cyborg or whatever. Directors that had hardly any sort of really good films in the background. But now, with the director of Aquaman and, and I'm glad they didn't use that first choice for Flash. But now they're looking, and there's rumours going about Mel Gibson. He created Hacksaw Ridge. He knows how to command an action-packed thing, even though the guy has slated superhero movies. Yes, he slated Marvel too, and DC. But again, a new flavour. But it's got to be Geoff Johns, who knows the characters inside out. He'll be saying, Wonder Woman wouldn't do that. Batman wouldn't do this. No, that's not going to fly. Now, when Wonder Woman comes out, that is when you're going to see, forget Zack Snyder. Right? Geoff Johns has put his heart and soul into this film as well, according to most of the reports I've put out that I've read. So if Wonder Woman is really good, and then what you've got to do is give Geoff Johns some slack. None of this about, put Zack Snyder back in charge. Okay, it's, yes, he's created the universe. He has created the universe. But it's so much, look at the bad press he got with BVS. Look at all the people chanting and giving him a hard time with it, and Man of Steel and stuff. And he's been working on DC sort of heroes since Watchmen, and it's been a part of his life for a long time. He needs to break away sometime and then come back refreshed and ready to work on something like maybe Man of Steel 2. But let Geoff Johns, Zack Snyder has created the universe. Now Geoff Johns, the only thing he can do is sort of work around the flavour of what he's done, and the two of them have worked together, Zack Snyder and Geoff Johns and the screenwriters. They've all came and sat down at the one table and worked together, and we do not know. The bottom line is, we do not know what's happening behind the scenes. We do not know what Warner Brothers is doing, why they can't seem to find directors with the vision and stuff. There was some scaremongering about the Wonder Woman director, but now nobody seems to batter an eyelid now with this new Patty Jenkins director. It's the original director they brought in for Wonder Woman wanted the talking tiger, and I'm relieved we didn't get the talking tiger. It's a bit of realism, and you look at this trailer for Wonder Woman and it looks epic. One of my favourite, I would say the favourite, and you're all going to disagree with me, animated movie is the Wonder Woman movie. I love it. It's got a wee bit of humour in it. It's got a great origin story in it. And what I've seen in the trailer is close to this Wonder Woman trailer, the cartoon movie and the real life movie that will be coming out in June. They look so good. They look very close together. And as I've won, I'm delighted. I've seen the trailer. That's enough for me. I'm going to love the movie because it has everything I wanted. It's got Wonder Woman fighting. It's got Steve Trevor. It's got a war breaking out. It's got Amazons kicking. But I'm in. It's one for me already, right? And this is again thanks to the Warner Brothers Studios, Zack Snyder, Geoff Johns, I don't know who else. I know somebody else helped with it. David Goyer, right? And all of these people have all sat down on the table and they collaborated. So what we've got to do, I give you light. So what we've got to do is just ignore all these stories about Warner Brothers having difficulties and not having the timeline. Is at least we know they have a vision, they have of what they want to make, and they've just got to find directors with a less bit of an ego, and to come on board and join the team. And it's very hard to get the team together. We look at Marvel, Kevin Feige. For me, all those Marvel films, for me, just seem to be the work of one man, Kevin Feige. All seems to be just him. And say, now, for instance, if all these films turn out to be Geoff Johns, I'm fine with that. If all these films turn out to be Zack Snyder, I'm fine with that. But I'd rather have, flavour to it. And this is what you guys out there have been asking for. Warner Brothers is letting directors letting them have this wee play in the sandpit. As long as they stay in the sandpit. Right? Marvel, not so much. So let's ease off on on the blame game, on what's happening, and let's not worry about not getting directors. Warner Brothers is going to make these films happen. And Warner Brothers is working with Geoff Johns, who we all demanded for the word go to be put in charge to have the Kevin Feige. And now some of you out there are complaining and blaming Geoff Johns because we can't seem to get the right directors. You know, for me, it's all in the screenplay. Right? The screenplay is the most important. If you do not have the characters saying the right things and the story isn't there, the film's lost. Okay? And that's what some people that don't like Zack Snyder says. Great scenery, great special effects, but not story. But I know the story there. You know the story there. So, but the general public just don't get it. So let's just sit back, see what happens. And, you know, and I'll say this again, I want DC up there.